The inaction also includes failing to inform the Federal Trade Commission about the misuse of data. Zuckerberg said Facebook considered the matter, quote, a closed case because he told Cambridge Analytica to delete the data. Brown says he'll deploy about 400 troops, but not all of them will go to the border, and none will be enforcing federal immigration laws. Instead, they'll join 250 other National Guard troops tasked with combating drug crimes, gun smuggling, and human trafficking. Trump is not a NAFTA fan. He's called the agreement unfair and threatened to withdraw. The U.S., Canada, and Mexico wrapped up their 7th round of negotiations early this month. The report says Meehan grew hostile after the aide rejected him several times, and that prompted her to file a complaint and ultimately leave her position. You're probably wondering how these two things are related. Well, in China, Winnie the Pooh is a pretty well-known nickname for President Xi, and not a very nice one. Hi, I'm Gabby, and these are some of your headlines for the evening. The deal between Israel and the United Nations we told you about earlier, it's on hold now. The deal would have relocated thousands of Israel's African asylum seekers to Western countries. Just hours after announcing the deal, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu decided to put it on hold. He made the announcement on his Facebook page. It was a rough start for the stock market's second quarter today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down nearly 2% by the closing bell. The drop was fueled in part by growing worries about trade wars and President Donald Trump's attacks on Amazon. Amazon was one of the biggest drivers in the market's 2017 rally. Monday, its stock fell by 5%. But don't worry too much. This turbulence probably isn't the end of the bull market we've seen over the past 9 years. And the popular gay dating app Grindr has reportedly been sharing users' HIV status with third-party companies. Norwegian research group Sintef found the app had shared a bunch of information like GPS data, phone IDs, and the last time users were tested for HIV with a number of third parties. The researchers worry the data, which is all sent together, could be used to identify individual users. We'll have more headlines for you soon. Thanks for watching.
You're watching the KBJR 6 and Range 11 News at 10 with Gabrielle Ware.
Good evening, I'm Gabrielle Ware. A cold spell has schools across Minnesota and Wisconsin closing their doors. Dave Anderson joins us first with a look at our AccuWeather forecast. Dave? Authorities are continuing to investigate the details surrounding a double homicide in Iron River, Wisconsin on Saturday night. Rihanna Marinati has tonight's top story at 10. Rihanna, what do we know so far? First, tell me, what are the components to this challenge? It's now time to check in with our Facebook friends in our question of the day segment. Sandra Edwards says, should the government be allowed to look at all of our stuff we send out? Yes. While it's icy and cold around here, a situation is heating up on the West Coast that's getting more desperate by the day. Mining in Minnesota made a big step this week, and a former city councilor's seat has now been filled. Let's take a glance back at this week's top stories.